purchase of delusion went for the Amazon boss Jeff Bezos.
And, wants him to help her become a billionaire herself.
Jeff Bezos just sent a message louder than any press release, and it has absolutely shattered the comeback narrative Meghan Markle has been carefully constructing for the last 2 years. We are watching a brand correction in real time, and it is brutal. If you've been following the headlines, you've seen the panic, the Netflix deal ending, the desperate pivot to Amazon, the rumors of a billion-dollar bailout. But the real story isn't about the deals they're signing. It's about the rooms they are being locked out of. We need to talk about the Bezos variable, the collapse of the $100 million Netflix dream, and the catastrophic launch of a lifestyle brand that was supposed to rival Martha Stewart, but ended up posting videos of bugs crawling on food. This isn't just a slump. This is a market devaluation of the Sussex brand. We are going to tear down the financials, the sociology of the Hollywood elite, and the Grifter label that just won't go away. Let's start with the elephant in the room, or rather, the billionaire who wasn't in the room. The trajectory of the Duke and Duchess has entered a critical phase of correction. The initial valuation of their brand was based on what we call the royal halo. It was this idea of global intrigue, mystery, and access. But that valuation has collapsed under the weight of inconsistent output and what the industry calls brand fatigue. The narrative has shifted. In 2020, they were media moguls. Today, they are working celebrities. And nothing proves this more than the Bezos snub. Here is the situation. With the Netflix money drying up, and we will get to that forensic accounting in a minute, the Sussex strategy pivoted to Amazon, specifically to Jeff Bezos. Reports have been flying around that Meghan has been professionally wooing Bezos. This isn't just asking for a job. This is a calculated campaign of proximity. It's showing up at the right parties, like Kris Jenner's 70th birthday at the Bezos estate. It's leaking stories linking her name to his. It's taking a cameo role in an Amazon MGM Studios movie to show you're a team player. The goal was simple: replace the Netflix institutional backing with a Bezos bankroll. Sources are explicitly stating that Bezos is one of the few people left who can afford to bankroll their lifestyle. Think about the power dynamic there. In 2020, Harry and Meghan held the cards. Studios were bidding on them. Now, they are petitioners asking for a lifeline. And then came the wedding. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez in Venice. This was the defining social event of the 2025 calendar. This was the congregation of the new aristocracy, tech moguls, Oprah, Orlando Bloom, the people who actually run the world. And guess who wasn't on the list? Meghan and Harry were excluded. Reports describe Meghan as reeling and seething, purportedly feeling that she is more famous and important than other guests. And who is she specifically mad about? The Kardashians. This is where the Sussexes fundamentally misunderstand the 2025 cultural landscape. Meghan reportedly views the Kardashians as reality TV stars, people beneath her station as a duchess. But look at it through the eyes of Jeff Bezos. The Kardashians are billionaires. They run successful businesses like Skims and Kylie Cosmetics. They deliver consistent ratings. They show up, they do the work, and they play the game with gratitude. Meanwhile, the Sussexes are viewed as litigious, unpredictable, and commercially inconsistent. By inviting the Kardashians and locking out the Sussexes, the Bezos-Sanchez alliance signaled something very clearly: commercial competence matters more than hereditary titles. And we can't ignore the Lauren Sanchez factor. She is the gatekeeper. Sources indicate Meghan is jealous of Sanchez, and why wouldn't she be? Sanchez has achieved everything Meghan sought: a billionaire partner, a central role in Hollywood, and a lifestyle of unrestricted luxury without the constraints of royal protocol. Sanchez is a former entertainment reporter. She's a peer of Meghan's Suits-era self. To see her ascend to queen of the Bezos empire while Meghan is struggling to sell jam, that is a bitter pill. Now let's get into the financials, because the Bezos wooing is driven by necessity. We have to perform a post-mortem on the Netflix deal. The headline was always $100 million, but industry insiders confirm that figure was likely a production deal, not a direct fee. That money wasn't a check written to Harry and Meghan's personal bank account. It was a budget for development costs, staff salaries, and production overhead. By 2025, the return on investment for Netflix had become mathematically indefensible. Yes, the Harry and Meghan docuseries broke records. It was a massive hit, but that was the scandal money. Everything else, it failed to retain the audience. Look at the data. Live to lead, low viewership. Pearl, the animated series, canceled in pre-production, which is the studio saying they don't trust your creative instincts. And then there's the Polo documentary. This was Harry's passion project. It garnered less than 500,000 household views. In the Netflix engagement report, it ranked at number 3,436. Let that sink in, number 3,436. In the data-driven environment of streaming, that is a terminal metric. It signals that the audience is interested in the dirt, but they are indifferent to the substance. They clicked for the drama, but they scrolled past the leadership lectures. This brings us to the first look fallacy. There is a narrative being spun by the Sussex PR team that Meghan chose to move to Amazon, that she rejected Netflix. This is a classic reframing tactic. In Hollywood, a first look deal is a privilege. It allows producers to develop projects with the studio's money. When a studio declines to renew a first look deal, they are effectively firing the producer. Insiders note that Netflix is in a phase of fiscal discipline. They are moving away from vanity projects. The chatter at Netflix regarding Meghan's overtures to Amazon wasn't fear of losing talent. It was them noting the desperation. The consensus is that Netflix got what they paid for with the Scandal docuseries, and they saw no value in funding a lifestyle brand that had yet to prove it could actually sell anything. And that brings us to the Grifter label. When that Spotify executive called them grifters, it wasn't just an insult, it crystallized an industry sentiment. In Hollywood, you can be difficult if you are profitable. You can be unprofitable if you are easy to work with. But if you are perceived as both difficult and unprofitable, you face rapid exile. The perception now is that Meghan is hustling, not in the admirable entrepreneurial sense, but in the sense of jumping from one host to another as resources dry up. This makes new partners wary. It leads to tighter contracts and less autonomy. It is a stark contrast to the carte blanche freedom they were handed in 2020. So, with Netflix out, the strategy shifted to Amazon. But this isn't just a change of studio, it's a change of business model. Netflix is a media company. Amazon is a retail giant that uses media to drive Prime subscriptions and product sales. The pitch Meghan's team likely made was for a flywheel effect. Her lifestyle show with Love Meghan would drive viewers to buy her as-ever products, jams, linens, cookware exclusively on Amazon. It mimics the Chip and Joanna Gaines model at Target or Discovery, but for this to work, the products must exist, and the show must be a hit. Jeff Bezos didn't build Amazon by handing out $100 million deals for brand awareness. He pays for conversion. He is known for his rigorous data focus. He is not going to hand over a massive development deal just because you have a title. This brings us to the most confusing part of the 2025 strategy, the acting return. Meghan Markle is confirmed to have a cameo in the Amazon MGM Studios comedy Close Personal Friends. The film stars Brie Larson, Lily Collins, Jack Quaid, legitimate A-listers. Meghan is reportedly playing a version of herself. This is significant. It's not a character role, it is a prop role. She is being used as a cultural signifier of celebrity. Industry analysts warn that this is fraught with risk. Supporters say it's a gentle re-entry, a way to show she can laugh at herself. But critics? They argue that playing yourself in a stoner comedy-adjacent film is the last refuge of the fading star. It acknowledges that your celebrity is your only asset. Think about the call sheet. She is in a film led by Lily Collins, a TV star, and Brie Larson, an Oscar winner. Meghan is visibly placed below them. She isn't the lead, she is the special guest. The production took place in Pasadena and London, and while reports say Meghan was relaxed on set, the chatter at rival studios like Disney and Universal was immediate. Executives noted this move as a capitulation. After years of claiming she was done with acting to focus on change-making, returning for a cameo suggests that the change-making business isn't paying the bills. And speaking of business that isn't paying the bills, we have to talk about As Ever, American Riviera Orchard. This was pitched as the Sussex equivalent to Goop or Martha Stewart Living. It promised high-end, curated products, but the execution in 2025 has been disastrous. Let's look at the technical glitches. During a critical product launch timed to her Netflix show, the website crashed. But it didn't just crash from traffic, it featured broken links and placeholder text. We're talking about lorem ipsum text and example product titles still visible on the live site. For a brand that preaches aesthetic perfection, this basic e-commerce failure suggests a total lack of professional infrastructure. But it gets worse. There was the bug incident. A promotional video posted to Instagram stories featured a beautifully lit plate of cookies and biscuits, but sharp-eyed viewers noticed something crawling on the food. A bug. The internet reaction was merciless. You are a brand selling food hygiene, luxury, and curated perfection, and you film a bug on the promo material. It reinforces the narrative that the brand is slapped together rather than meticulously curated. It shatters the illusion of luxury. Then there is the trademark limbo. The brand has faced legal hurdles with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office because American Riviera is a geographic description, which is hard to trademark. This has stalled retail partnerships and left the brand in a state of soft launch purgatory for over a year. The initial offering of strawberry jam and dog biscuits was criticized for being generic. Without a unique selling proposition other than the Duchess's title, these products struggle to compete with established heritage brands. While Meghan is struggling with bugs in the jam and cameos in comedies, Prince Harry is taking a very different path. We are seeing a professional divorce. Royal expert Richard Fitzwilliams notes a clear divergence. Harry is returning to his roots, philanthropy, veterans, Invictus, and Africa. His solo trips to Canada and Lesotho have been well received. He is positioning himself as a royal in exile, focused on service. He looks dignified. Meghan's path is doubling down on Hollywood. The cameo, the jam, the wooing of Bezos. These are purely commercial, celebrity-driven endeavors. This separation poses a strategic risk. The Sussex brand was sold to the world as a package deal. The prince and the star. Apart, they are less potent. Harry without Meghan looks lonely but dignified. Meghan without Harry looks like a generic influencer. There's also the overshadowing narrative. Reports surfaced that Meghan's team announced her film role during Prince William's Earthshot Prize and Harry's own solo engagements. This sparked criticism that she is competing for attention even with her husband. It reinforces the perception of a chaotic, uncoordinated PR strategy. And while there is no confirmation of a marital split, the professional split fuels the rumors. In the family-friendly lifestyle market, which as ever is targeting, divorce rumors are toxic. Advertisers want wholesome stability, not drama. The constant speculation about their marriage undermines the with love Meghan brand identity of domestic bliss. So where does this leave them financially? The aggressive pursuit of Bezos highlights the precarious nature of their situation. The operational costs of their lifestyle are immense. We're talking about a $14 million estate in Montecito, private security which can cost millions a year, travel, legal fees, and staff. Between 2020 and 2024, this was funded by the massive advances, the $100 million from Netflix, the $20 million from Spotify, and Harry's $20 million book advance. But that money is spent or allocated. Income for 2025 and beyond is the problem. With Spotify gone and Netflix not renewing the big deal, the guaranteed cash flow is drying up. They need to generate over $10 million a year in new profit just to keep the lights on and the security guards paid. This explains the pivot to Instagram and the influencer model. Experts estimate Meghan could command $1 million per sponsored post. The As Ever brand is essentially a QVC play. It is low-margin, high-volume retail. But there is a dignity cost. Selling products on Instagram is lucrative, sure, but it represents a massive drop in prestige from senior working royal. It confirms the Kardashianification of the Sussex brand. But without the Kardashians' business savvy, the wooing of Bezos is a Hail Mary for a new 9-figure deal. But Bezos didn't become the world's richest man by overpaying for distressed assets. If Amazon deals with Meghan, it will be a transaction, not a partnership. They might buy the rights to With Love Meghan Season 2 for a standard fee. They might stock As Ever Jam and Amazon Fresh, but they will not give her a $100 million development deal. The Bezos bailout is a fantasy. The Amazon vendor application is the reality. Let's take a closer look at that movie again. Close Personal Friends. The plot follows a regular couple who befriend a celebrity couple on a trip to Santa Barbara, leading to awkward hilarity. The Santa Barbara setting is dangerously close to home. If the film mocks the celebrity couple, who are ostensibly stand-ins for Meghan and Harry, Meghan's participation becomes humiliating. If the film portrays the celebrity couple as perfect angels, it will be panned as propaganda. The description suggests the film plays on the discomfort of normal people around the ultra-rich. Meghan participating in this suggests she is trying to reclaim the narrative of being difficult or aloof by laughing at it. But stunt casting usually happens when a star is in on the joke. The question is Meghan in on the joke or is she the butt of it? YOME, her agency is fighting an uphill battle. An agency insider was quoted saying, "Underestimate her at your peril." That is standard damage control. It's a phrase used when a client is down but not out. YOME is likely pushing the Amazon strategy to diversify her revenue because they know the producer Meghan brand didn't sell. The critique from the industry is about unfocused energy. a production company that produces podcasts, docs, animated shows, lifestyle shows, and jams and fails to master any of them is the definition of unfocused. Compare that to the Obama's Higher Ground Productions. They focus strictly on premium storytelling. They won Oscars. Arkwell, they canceled their animated show and made a documentary about polo that nobody watched. So what is the verdict? The headline, "Jeff Bezos pulls out, Meghan's comeback crumbles overnight," captures the emotional truth of the 2025 landscape. Pulling out refers to the realization that the Amazon deal is not a replacement for the Netflix deal. The wooing failed to secure entry into the inner sanctum, the wedding, or a massive development fund. It secured only a cameo and a potential retail vendor slot. Meghan Markle is not finished, but she is downgraded. She has moved from the A-list royal tier, state dinners, UN speeches, to the commercial celebrity tier, cameos, Instagram ads, product lines. The strategy of wooing Jeff Bezos was an attempt to buy her way back into the top tier. The snub at the wedding and the lack of a mega deal announcement suggest that Bezos and Hollywood have rejected that bid. They are happy to use her fame for a movie cameo or website clicks, but they are no longer willing to invest in her vision. The royal brand is effectively dead. By pivoting to as ever and acting cameos, the Duchess title becomes a marketing gimmick rather than a mark of constitutional status. And watch for Harry to distance himself further. He has to protect his own service-oriented brand, potentially leading to a public branding divorce even if the marriage survives. The Sussexes are the primary casualty of the end of peak TV. They were the last massive spend of the speculative era, and their failure ensures no other celebrity will get that deal again. The comeback to 2020 levels of influence has crumbled. The future is a grind. It's a grind of lower stakes, lower prestige commercialism. What do you think? Can Meghan turn the as-ever brand around? Or is the damage from the Grifter label permanent? And was the snub from the Bezos wedding the final nail in the coffin for their A-list aspirations? Let me know in the comments below.